All right, everybody, this is going to be part 1 of Junie B. Jones and the Mushy Gushy Valentime, and we're going to read chapters 1 and 2. So this is by Barbara Park. Chapter 1, Party Ideas. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I go to school in room 9. Room 9 is where they have afternoon kindergarten. They also have morning kindergarten, only I'm not familiar with that arrangement. Today at school, my teacher had an announcement to make. An announcement is the school word for listen to me, and I mean it. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. Mrs. told us that we are going to have a special day in room 9, and it is called Valentine's Day. She said that Valentines are special cards about friendship, and all of us in room 9 are going to give them to each other. My bestest friend, Lucille, squealed real happy. "Ooh, I love getting cards, teacher," she said. "I especially love getting the kind with money in them. Money is my favorite kind of mail." "Me too, Lucille," I said. "Money is my favorite kind of mail, too. Plus, also, I enjoy the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes." Mrs. did a chuckle. "Well, I'm sorry, girls, but I'm afraid there won't be money in our Valentines," she said. "In room 9, we'll just be sending happy wishes to each other, but it will still be lots of fun." She smiled. "We will be making a special Valentine's box to hold all the cards, and on the day of our party, I will personally deliver the cards to each one of you," she explained. Just then, I jumped right out of my chair. "'Cause nobody even mentioned a party before." "Hooray!" I yelled. "Hooray for parties. Can we have a cake and donuts, Mrs.? And what about cheese popcorn and cotton candy and pretzels and candy apples?" I thought some more. "Plus, also, we'll need some red licorice and peanut butter cups, probably, and chocolate-covered raisins. Oh, yeah, and malted milk balls. And gummy bears." I looked over at her. "Maybe you should be writing this down," I said. Mrs. shook her head no. She said we would have cupcakes, punch, and candy hearts. I sat back down very disappointed, 'cause not much thought went into the menu, that's why. Lucille stood up. "What kind of punch, teacher?" she asked. "Will it have fresh raspberries and strawberries floating in it? My Nana's caterer always puts fresh raspberries and strawberries into our punch, and it is delicious." After that, Lucille twirled around in her fluffy dress. "And what about dancing? I am learning ballroom dancing at my expensive dancing school, and so I would be happy to teach the children who are cheaper than me." Mrs. stared at Lucille a real long time. "How very generous of you," she said finally, "but I don't think we'll be having ballroom dancing, Lucille." Jamal Hall waved his hand in the air. "Then what about a puppet show?" he asked. "If we can't have dancing, can we have a puppet show?" "Yes," said a girl named Linny. "Or else maybe we could hire a magician." "Or what about a wild animal act?" asked a boy named Roger. "Like a grizzly bear or a sea lion." Just then, a boy named Paulie Allen Puffer ran right to the front of the room, and he jumped up and down all over the place. "No, wait, I've got it, he shouted real excited. "We could get some of those jugglers who juggle chainsaws." After that, room 9 clapped and whistled and hooted and hollered. 'Cause who doesn't love chainsaw jugglers? That's what I would like to know. After we finished clapping, we looked at Mrs. Her head was on her desk and her eyes were staring out the door. Then all of the children in room 9 got very quiet, 'cause Mrs. was scaring us a little bit. Plus, also, we were out of party ideas. Chapter 2, Scribble Scraps. The next day, me and my bestest friend named Grace were playing on the playground. And guess what? We saw Mrs. carry a giant box into room 9. It was the box we were going to decorate for Valentine's Day, I think. "Wowee, wow, wow. That thing will hold 1,000,000 bajillion Valentine's cards," I said, real thrilled. That Grace did a frown at me. "Stop saying Valentine, Junie B," she said. "You keep on saying Valentine with an sound, and you're supposed to say Valentine with an sound." I did a frown back at her. "Who said so?" I asked. "I said so," said that Grace. "Didn't you hear my voice? I just got finished telling you it has an N in it. The word is Valentine." I did a huffy breath at that girl. "You are not the boss of my words, Grace," I said. "This is a freed country, and if I want to say Valentine, I can, and I will not even go to jail." That Grace looked annoyed at me. "I didn't say you'd go to jail, Junie B," she said. "I just wish you would say the word correctly. That's all." Yeah, well, we can't always have what we wish for, Grace, I told her. I wish Valentine had an M in it, but it doesn't, does it? After that, me and that Grace made squinty eyes at each other. Plus, also we crossed our arms, and we tapped our angry feet. Only pretty soon we got tired of that, 'cause fighting with your friends is not that fun. That's how come both of us hugged each other, and we said an apology. Sorry, Junie B, said Grace. Sorry I tried to be the boss of your words. Sorry, Grace, I said back. Sorry Valentine doesn't have an M in it. After that, both of us holded hands, and we skipped all the way to room 9. That is called a victory skip. And guess what else? After we got to room 9, Mrs. said it was time to decorate the Valentine's box. Everybody quick sat down in their seats. Then we watched Mrs. cover the box with shiny white paper. Plus, she cut a mail slot in the top. After that, all of the children got our scissors, and we cut our paper hearts to paste onto the sides. I cut my fastest. Mrs., look, I said. I am already done cutting my heart, and so I have the fastest scissors in room 9, probably. Just then, a meanie boy named Jim jumped up from his chair. No, you don't. Look over here. I already cut 2 hearts. See? 1, 2. So ha on you, he said. I quick cut another heart. Yeah, well, now I have 2 too. And so you are not the winner anymore, meanie Jim. Jim held up one more. 3, he yelled. I just cut number 3, so I am still one ahead of you. I made my scissors go speedy fast. Ha, now I have 3 too, so there, I said. Jim did a fast snip. 4, I'm up to 4, he said. That's how come I got frustration inside of me. Stop it, Jim. Stop cutting so fast, and I mean it. After that, I tried to cut one more heart, but my scissors went very out of control, and my heart turned out like a scribble scrap. Darn it, now look what you made me do, I hollered real mad. All of a sudden, a big hand came flying over the top of my head, and it snatched my scissors right off my fingers. I bended my head back to see who it was. It was Mrs. I did a gulp. I was afraid it was you, I said kind of soft. Then Mrs. went to Jim's table, and she snatched his scissors too. And so me and him had to sit in our chairs for the rest of the day, and we didn't get to decorate the Valentine's box. 'Cause our cutting days were over, that's why. And our pasting days never even got started. Part 2 will be posted within the next couple days, and I hope to see you guys there for chapters 3 and 4.